Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for Married to Medicine Season 10, Episode 12. Is that what we're on? Yes, Season 10, Episode 12. And this was supposed to be the Hilton Head fight, head-to-head Hilton Head fight between Jackie and Sweet Tea. They showed us these previews. I was all excited, y'all. I was late watching it, but I got my popcorn. I had my microwave popcorn. I was sitting in front of the TV. I was ready to go. And then guess what happened? An epic fail. An epic fail. Y'all know I was one of the ones rooting for Sweet Tea to take down Dr. Jackie, and it didn't happen. I'm sorry to say it. I have to call it like it is. I gotta call the fight like I saw it. And although I really wanted Sweet Tea to take down Dr. Jackie, she failed to deliver. She failed. It was a whole lot of hype and then nothing good in the end. Like a man telling you, I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you. And then next thing you know, it only lasts 30 seconds. That was the fight between Dr. Jackie and Sweet Tea. She didn't have nothing for Dr. Jackie. She didn't have no comebacks. She didn't have no good jabs. All she did was yell and scream and say, fuck you, bitch. That was nothing. That was nothing, y'all. She definitely ain't no Quad 2.0. She is definitely not no Quad 2.0 because Dr. Jackie talking about I'll handle you, little girl. Quad would have handled Dr. Jackie. Quad would have handled her. And let me tell you, it was an epic fail. I don't know if Sweet Tea just is too much of an age gap and she got too much, admiration, respect for these older women, but she needs to drop it because she's getting bullied. She better recognize that she's getting bullied and she better learn how to stand up for herself and fight. She really ought to. You know, that little saying that her little husband, Dr. G, was trying to tell her, I don't want to see you get that mad. I don't want to ever see you get like that. Yeah, maybe you don't have to use no foul language, Sweet Tea, but you better learn some good comebacks. I don't know, call Cat Williams. Everybody steal his jokes. Go steal some jokes from Cat Williams because you need some comebacks. You need some comebacks. This reminds me of you got a kid that be getting bullied at school. They come home talking about I was bullied by Amanda. Amanda was talking about my hair, mommy. White Amanda was talking about her hair. And at first she said, girl, don't worry about it. You pretty. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. You try to get them to turn the other cheek. You try to get them to be the bigger person. But your kid keep coming home talking about this Amanda girl. So finally you say, you know what? I'm going to give you a couple of comebacks for Amanda. Right? Because I'm not going to let you keep going to school getting bullied by Amanda. And that's what's happening to Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea is coming to school every day getting bullied by Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie, and she ain't got no comebacks, and she over here completely bowing down to Dr. Jackie to the point where she even went back and apologized to Dr. Jackie. Wait a minute, Sweet Tea. I just did a whole video on apologizing. Be quick to apologize. But here's the problem I got when I kept talking about be quick to apologize. Be quick for both parties to come to the table and apologize. And Dr. Jackie didn't apologize about a damn thing. Sweet Tea sat over there and told her, y'all attacked me with all the things you said, Dr. Jackie, about Quad, about some other woman at a club, all these things. And it hurt me. It bothered me. But was there an apology for Sweet Tea? Did Dr. Jackie even tell Sweet Tea, I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry I said that. Nah, she went over there to continue to drag her. And people think Dr. Jackie's nice. Please. Dr. Jackie sat up there and saw that woman who said she was hurt and said nothing. There was no apology given. And then Sweet Tea comes back later and apologizes to Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie basically gives her the finger saying, I ain't going to forgive you. And now Sweet Tea over here talking about, oh, you think she'll ever forgive me? You think she accepted my apology? And Dr. Simone and Heavenly had to tell her, no, she didn't accept that apology. Why are you over here groveling for Dr. Jackie? I don't know, y'all. When Sweet Tea came on, I like Sweet Tea. I still like her. I thought, okay, she's a young girl. She going to be the one to be able to come back and take out these women. And guess what's happening? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nada. Zip. This is an epic fail. She not our white knight in shining armor, y'all. Sweet Tea is not going to be our white knight in shining armor to come over here and take down Dr. Jackie. I guess Bravo for Married to Medicine is going to have to do what Real Housewives of Atlanta did to Candy Barris, and that is a quiet firing. Because you know what? Just for a minute, I'm going to say Candy Barris was fired. I mean, she can get on there all she wants and talk about how she quit. She was fired. It's called quiet firing. They do it all the time at these corporations. They basically ignore you. They basically don't give you any assignments, job responsibilities. They make your work conditions a living hell to eventually you just say, I ain't gonna put up with this no more and I'm gonna quit. And they go, thank you. And that's just what they did. The minute that Candy quit, Andy Cohen was right on there saying, good luck to you, Candy. You've been great. Candy Barris did not quit, y'all. It was a quiet firing. And I guess they're going to keep quiet firing some people because they must want a couple of other people to quit too. But them other people like, I ain't giving up this $2 and $3 million check. That's a lot of money, making $2 million for only 4 months. There ain't no way Candy Barris can convince me that she quit $2 million in 4 months. Nah, she's saving face. She said, I've seen the writing on the wall. I'm being fired. I might as well go ahead and quit now because they're going to fire me. I might as well leave with some dignity. And bless her heart. Thank you, Candy, for your service. We appreciate it. And now they can go off and have a going away party for her and everything like that. But maybe that's what they're going to have to do to Dr. Jackie, because Dr. Jackie looks like she ain't going to give up this check. Just like Dr. Jackie ain't going to give up her passport bro, Curtis. She ain't going to give up him either. They have zero chemistry. And how the hell does Curtis come on here being the one that needs protected? Did y'all figure out in this show that in the end, all this hoopla over not coming and coming, even Pitbull Dr. Heavenly didn't even see it. You know, Heavenly is so smart, but she's also kind of naive and dumb in some kind of ways. She's a smart woman, but then she's blinded by this idolizing of Dr. Jackie. I told y'all last week that Heavenly really likes to, she has a weird form of attachment to people, and her form of attachment is in the form of idolizing them and actually copying them. That's what she does. Talk about copying. I really do believe that when Dr. Heavenly started her show, she was copying Candy Barris. Heavenly saw the money that Candy Barris was making on, remember, Candy Barris was the one that started recapping the shows, and Heavenly came along and started doing it as well. And let me tell you, nothing's wrong with it. She saw an opening make a lot of money. And like I said, this is the part about Heavenly that's smart. She saw what Candy did with the after show on Real Houses of Atlanta. And then here comes Heavenly, and she did the same thing with Married to Medicine. And now she's made a lot of money as well, too. And to be honest with you, I think that's what Candy's going to do to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think Candy is going to say, let me go from being on camera in the actual show, and Candy's about to blow up this after conversation thing, because they're all doing it. You got Carlos King reviewing shows he don't even produce no more. You got Heavenly do it, and I'm gonna tell you that's gonna be Candy's next thing, because Candy gonna get some money. Candy is gonna get a bag. She talking about she got all these other things lined up. She does have those things. But guarantee you, Candy is going to blow this YouTube channel open, and she's really going to start making more money in that space, because a lot of people out here are making a lot of money in YouTube. These big stars have realized, I don't have to be on camera. I can come to YouTube and get 300,000 views. Look at Shannon Sharp. Look at all these people who've left major networks, you know, come on YouTube and made all this money. That's what Candy's going to do. She going to still be in the Real Housewives of Atlanta genre. She gonna be doing her after show. But anyway, let me get back to Married to Medicine with Dr. Heavenly. Like I said, she idolizes people. Just like when she started idolizing Quad, that's how she got into the wigs. Okay, let's be real. When Quad would come on here with all the nice wigs, all the fashionable wigs, that's when Dr. Heavenly decided, I gotta get into the wigs too. She started wearing better wigs to the point where she opened up a whole beauty store. I don't know why you don't see this with Dr. Heavenly. She goes and she copies people, and then she tries to make it even better. This is what she does. So she took Candy Barris and said, oh, Candy Barris is making money with the after show. Let me start the after show, Dr. Heavenly, and let me make it just as big. Now she pairing up with Carlos King to make it bigger. Quad came on. She talked about Quad like a dog, but she secretly idolized Quad. She secretly idolized Quad's fashion sense, the wigs. She went out. She started pumping up her wigs a little bit more. She even started using some of the same hairstylists and fashion people that Quad was using. Then she got into the wigs, and then she opened up a whole beauty supply with wigs. She opened up a whole beauty supply with wigs. She took it to another level. That's what I said. In a lot of ways, she's smart. She takes it to another level. Now she got this thing going on with Dr. Jackie. She idolizes Dr. Jackie. She was on here this week talking about, I'm here to support Dr. Jackie, and if Dr. Jackie's not coming, I'm not coming. First of all, in that you not coming, you're not supporting Dr. Jackie, because Dr. Jackie actually wanted to come. Dr. Jackie wanted to come. She said it last week. Dr. Jackie didn't have no problem coming because, like I told you before, Dr. Jackie could care less about what Curtis is doing and who he's sleeping around with, because he's still sleeping around with women in the DR. She's over it. Just like when she was getting to that fight with Sweet Tea, and she started running down the list talking about, you want to bring it, girl, you want to bring it. I'm always under pressure. I'm under pressure in the OR room when I got to diagnose a woman with breast cancer. I'm under pressure when I'm delivering a baby. I'm under pressure here. All these medical references. She's married to medicine, just like the show says. She's married to medicine. She ain't married to Curtis. Curtis is married to some woman down in the DR. Let's be real. Curtis done taken up another wife down in the DR, and that's who he's married to. So when Dr. Heavenly was over here being a pit bull, talking about, I'm not coming if Dr. Jackie doesn't want to come. First of all, Heavenly, this is why I say is the dumb part of Dr. Heavenly. You weren't standing up for Dr. Jackie. Who you was helping Curtis. Curtis. That's who you was helping. So now everybody's rallying around Curtis, helping him so that he feels better. What the hell? He's the cheater. Why should anybody be doing anything to make him feel comfortable at all? He's over here talking about what he's not going to do, what he's going to do. It was 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago for the last woman, but it ain't 6 years ago for the woman he got over there in the DR. Ain't no way Curtis, who can barely walk. Do you see Curtis with them bad knees? Curtis can barely walk. There is no way Curtis is over in the DR, trekking through the DR, doing nothing over there strenuous. Not at all. Curtis is going to the DR, laying up in the house, laying on the couch, watching TV with his other wife and his other children and whatever else is going over there. Curtis is a trick. Let me tell you something. Do y'all remember a couple of seasons ago when all this hoopla happened, the affairs happened? Curtis' biggest gripe was that Dr. Jackie was never home. Dr. Jackie was always charting even when she got home. Dr. Jackie was married to medicine. We know that. She's still married to medicine. She still curls up at night with her medical books. I'm quite sure of it because all her comeback was around medical references. But anyway, he said she's never around. Dr. Jackie went out, had to hire a whole new doctor, change her whole practice around, on here pulling in money from Married to Medicine, said, okay, I'm going to start leaving the office every day by 3 o'clock, and I'm going to be home with you, Curtis. Then what did Curtis do? Dang, I don't want to be at home with her either. I need to start going to the DR. So he sat there and complained that she was never home. And then when she changed her whole schedule around, brought in a partner in her office, the other lady, the other doctor, was getting home by 3:30. Curtis was like, that's okay, I'm going to the DR instead. They ain't got no marriage. They have no chemistry. They may love each other. They may be friends. They may love each other. They may be friends, but there's no romantic part to this relationship whatsoever. And Dr. Jackie knows it. That's why Dr. Jackie didn't have no problem coming. So now you got Pitbull Heavenly over here protecting. You're not protecting Dr. Jackie. You're protecting Curtis. You're keeping Curtis out the line of fire. That's who you're protecting, Dr. Heavenly. And then now we got Dr. Heavenly over here idolizing Phaedra, like I said. That's her next person. So now she over here wearing outfits like Phaedra. Pretty soon she's going to have a whole designer line. I guarantee you, Heavenly's going to end up having some type of fashion line. Trust and believe it, because that's what she does. She copies the women, and then she tries to blow it up even more to do even more. But she steals her ideas from the women. She does. So watch. Watch it happen. She's going to have something in the fashion business. She needs to put her daughter Allura on FaceTime, because Allura is her best friend. Allura would have told Heavenly not to wear that dress last week. I guarantee you, Allura is a straight shooter. She loves her mama. She would have told her mama, don't wear that dress. You look horrible. But instead, Dr. Heavenly is over here trying to copy Phaedra, and then she looked crazy. She looked crazy. So in the end, it was a flop. It was a fail. It was an epic fail by Sweet Tea when it came to the takedown of Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie did just what she said. I'll handle you, little girl, little baby. All that condescending talk, calling her little baby, little girl. She needs to come with a little bit more. Somebody needs to teach her how to play the Dirty Dozens. And she needs to start hitting below the belt with these women like these women hit below the belt, because she's not going to get no help from the other ladies. You saw when that showdown was happening, Sweet Tea was all on her own. All on her own. Toya didn't come to her defense. Simone didn't come to her defense. Nobody in that room said, Dr. Jackie, maybe you ought to apologize to Sweet Tea. Maybe you do owe her an apology. Nope. It all ended up being about the apology that Dr. Jackie needed from Sweet Tea. That's what it ended up being. Well, what about Sweet Tea? Why aren't they going to apologize to her? And there's no one to stand up for her. And it looks like she ain't tough enough, y'all. She ain't tough enough to stand up for herself. I don't know. She's not going to be able to take down Dr. Jackie like we thought. No, Bravo's going to have to do a quiet firing on Dr. Jackie, just like Bravo did one on Candy Birds, because Dr. Jackie ain't going to go nowhere. She is not going to go anywhere. As long as you can come and work 4 months and make $2 million, $1 million, or whatever they're making to do what Dr. Jackie does, who the hell would quit that gig? They talking about Sweet Tea pimping Dr. G. Dr. Jackie is pimping Bravo. Dr. Jackie is pimping Bravo, and maybe that's what Sweet Tea needs to be talking about. You want to talk about me pimping and gold digging over here on Dr. G? Maybe we need to talk about you gold digging on Bravo, because you don't come up and do no work. At least I'm putting in some work over here with Dr. Jackie, with Dr. G. Dr. Jackie, you ain't putting in no work. You coming to work getting paid and ain't doing shit. I don't know. Somebody need to give her some comebacks. Someone needs to give her some comebacks. The only one that kind of recognized that some shenanigans was going on was Eugene. When Eugene said, well, you know, she is calling the girl little baby over and over again. So I would hit them with the hit the old women with where they soft spot is, Sweet Tea. Hit the old women where their soft spot is. Tell Dr. Jackie, yeah, that's why your man's over in the DR getting a young thing like me. You want to talk about me and call me a little baby, but your man hugged up with a little baby down in the DR. I know he is. Hit her where it hurts. That's what you got to do. You got to go for the jugular. When you're working with people like Dr. Heavenly and undercover Dr. Jackie, you got to go for the jugular. You can't come in here tiptoeing around this and giving all this respect and admiration to people who don't even respect you. Go talk to Cat Williams. Talk to somebody and get you some comebacks, girl, because this was an epic fail. It was a fail. That part wasn't even the interesting part of the whole show. I found more interesting was this little dynamic between Alicia and Kimba, her husband. Her husband is a trip. Her husband is a trip. But you know what, y'all? I don't have no sympathy, empathy for Dr. Alicia. She knew who she was married. That man did not fool her. That man told her exactly who he was. And Dr. Alicia, who's a whole dentist, decided, you know what? This is the life she wants. She wants to quit her job. She wants to quit being a dentist. She probably didn't want to be doing that grind no more. And she wanted to come home and she wanted to raise her kids and have babies and be a housewife. That's fine. So guess what? That's what she got. She got her a Nigerian man. Ain't he Nigerian? You know, a lot of women over here talking about they can't find a man. They complaining about the American men. They don't jail with the American men. A lot of black women say they don't jail with American men because they're not protectors. They're not providers. You know, they slipping down the job. They're not doing all these things. So then you got this other group of women that are going over here and hooking up with the Africans. And what they're realizing is that the African culture is different than the American culture. But then they don't want to fold into the African culture and how those men lead their households. So now the American black woman is over here going back and forth between the American man who they say is falling down the job, that they're darn near all dusties. They not living up to what they should be doing as a man. But then you get them over here to the African man who said, yeah, I know how to lead. I know how to lead. I'm a whole doctor. I can pay all these bills and I'm going to lead the way I want to lead. And they got a problem over there. So I really don't know what people going to do. People better learn from Portia. People better learn from Portia, because Portia got her an African man and she done just well. But you know what I know about Portia? Portia knows how to work with her African man, because remember when Portia was with her husband, her old ex-husband, Cordell Stewart. They talked about how Portia acquiesced too much to Cordell Stewart. She let Cordell run her too much. Remember, that's what all the ladies were saying to Portia on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But Portia does have a healthy respect for her husband in her life, and she's learned how to balance it. She's learned how to balance it. So especially if you're going to be with some African men. African men are not African American men. They two different species, and people better stop believing that just because they got dark skin that the way they run their households are the same. They're not the same. So I don't know, African American women, they better figure out what they want. One way, they don't want the African American man because he's falling down on the job, but in a lot of ways they don't want that strong male leadership that Africans do. And he's rude about it. He needs work too. He needs a lot of work because his whole thing about I trained you, she's trained up. He need to get told off of that. He needs to get told off of that. He needs to stop that. That is absolutely ridiculous. But I also don't like the part where you got the Eugenes of the world trying to make him a puppy dog. I don't believe in that either. Don't nobody want to be you, Eugene. Nobody wants to be run over like you, like Toya runs over you. They both need to come in the middle. Kimba, who whatever his name is, Kimba, or is that the Lion King name? I don't know. Kimba need to come on down here because he's way too much up here talking about training women. That's ridiculous. But Dr. Eugene needs to grow a few. Maybe Kimba can give one of them balls to Dr. Eugene because right now Kimba don't need both of his. He kind of only need one of them, and Dr. Eugene needs an extra one. That's what I believe. They both need to come to the middle. But they was loud up there and fighting so loud that them people in Hilton Head, them white people in Hilton Head was calling the police on that Airbnb. Shutting down that Airbnb, talking about the Airbnb is too loud. These people over here renting this Airbnb and they too loud. They over there taking pictures and snapping pictures. Them Airbnb owners is like, too bad. We getting a lot of money. We getting a lot of money for these people to sit here and film like this. You neighbors can sit over there and yell and scream all you want. We'll send you a bottle of wine. We'll send you a bottle of wine and a charcuterie board because we making bank over here renting out this house to Bravo. And ain't no way we leaving up this money either. Please. Sit over there. All this money Bravo's paying me to rent this house for 4 days, and you want to complain about some noise? Here's a bottle of wine and charcuterie board. Go home and sit down and put some earphones on. You ain't messing up my money. But we may have to lean on Alicia and her husband a little bit more, especially when her husband's sitting over here talking about in Nigeria they don't do oral sex. What? I don't believe it. I don't believe it because sometimes I do not believe that's the case. I think, so we're going to have to go to Nigeria. I ain't never been to Nigeria. I've been to Ghana and I've been in South Africa, but I ain't been to Nigeria. I might have to go to Nigeria and ask these questions because I don't believe it. Neither does Phaedra. Phaedra said, well, not my Nigerian. My Nigerian believed. He believed in it. Phaedra, they talking about Phaedra going to open a school. Phaedra was trying to teach Alicia this is how you get help from a man. Don't be taking up your bags. Stop being the strong, independent black woman. I'm tired of hearing Alicia talking about I was raised by a single parent mother. That's why I'm strong. Girl, you've been raised a long time now, over 20 years. You need to give that up. You no longer that woman. You now a mother with 2 kids and a husband who's ready to protect and provide for you. So you need to stop being so strong and independent, talking about I'm a strong, independent woman. Good Lord, I was sick of her listening to it. No wonder Kimba says the things he does because he's probably tired of it too. Because I've only seen a couple of episodes and I'm tired of listening to Dr. Alicia talk about how strong and independent she was and how she was raised, and that ain't your life no more. That's like being broke, talking about I was raised poor, and now in your adult years you got money, but you still want to eat beans. So what if you was poor when you grew up? Do you still want to live poor? So if you was raised to be strong and independent because that's how your mother was, but that's not your life no more, then why are you still holding on to it? It's like a poverty mindset. You rich and got money, but you still got a poverty mindset. You over here got a whole plastic surgeon husband, live in a fancy house, live in a high life, but you still talking about how you strong and independent, talking about you got to change a light bulb. How are you a handyman? Shoot, my goodness. Well, I don't know who we're going to get to take out Dr. Jackie or to handle these older women. I don't know who we're going to get because Sweet Tea right now, she's not up for the job. She can't deliver. And in fact, Jackie went a little further and gaslit all these people up here, start talking about you guys should, what was she talking about? You should be thinking about not being so selfish and think about you can't imagine what the conversations would be like between me and my husband. First of all, he cheated in the Hilton Head. He cheated in Atlanta. He cheated in the airport. So what? You got to move out of Atlanta? You can't go to the airport? He cheated in more places than Hilton Head. Do you have a whole list of all the places your man cheated in, Dr. Jackie? You can't go to none of them places no more. Get out of here. She sat over here and gaslit all these people to the point where everybody over here should feel bad about Dr. Jackie Curtis. Why should I feel bad about your husband cheating on you in a city I don't care about? Ugh. She gaslit the hell out of them. Jackie gaslit the hell out of all those people. She told everybody over there, stop being so selfish. And the most selfish person here is her doggone husband. He's the most selfish person here. You should have told him, hey, why are you ruining my fun being able to go to Hilton Head because you got trauma over this location? You being selfish. You get over it. So now I can't go nowhere. I can't go to certain places in case that's where you cheated. Well, tell me all the places you cheated where I can't go no more, Curtis. Curtis is the selfish one. But they got people over here talking about they the selfish ones. Woo, I tell you, Sweet Tea lost. Sweet Tea lost the fight. Dr. Jackie won, y'all. I don't know if we're going to call this the end of the fight or if this is just round one. Whatever it is, we lost round one. We lost the fight, whatever. And like I said, in the end, if we want someone else on this show who's going to bring something more dynamic, more interesting than what Dr. Jackie's bringing, besides talking about all her medical procedures, delivering babies, curing breast cancer, all this other, don't nobody want to hear that. No one wants to hear it. We're going to have Bravo do another quiet firing. Quiet firing. Go on hiatus. Go on hiatus so long that eventually people say, fine, I just quit. Anyway, that's it, y'all. That is it. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a video on Love and Marriage DC. I've been watching Love and Marriage DC, y'all. I've been liking it. I got a few things. I can say a lot, but I do got a few things to say about it. So I hope you come back tomorrow for Love and Marriage DC. If you haven't been watching it, y'all should watch it. Last season, it was okay. This season is so much better, so much better. And I'm going to have to tell y'all who I think the star of the show is. You might be surprised. I'm going to have to tell y'all who I think the star of the show of Love and Marriage DC is. And you might be surprised what I have to say. So talk to you later. Bye.